Laughing in between the segments, debating who's going to take which quick slant. All right, everybody has about 45 seconds here to say whatever's on your mind. Bob, you told me last night what you were going to say. I'll let you start.
I tell you what, Butch Jones, I think, can help himself. He can regain a little bit of traction with some people if he will just get out of the coach speak, cliches. Even if he doesn't believe, if he believes that chart dictated that two-point conversion, he's better off saying, in my opinion, I made a mistake. Yeah. We should have gone for two. He just needs to take a little bit of ownership of some of these things and quit saying, oh, it was because of this, it was because of that. No, Coach, some of it is because you made a bad decision.
Even if it's a legitimate issue, sometimes you just have to swallow that and say, mea culpa.
The cover-up is worse than the crime. The cliche is worse than the mistake.
Well, now the Oklahoma game, the key word that came out of that was analytics, right? Yeah. And then out of the Florida game,
so this is your quick slant
chart. Yes,
this counts as your quick slant.
Okay. And also, you need to get some more people on the field. I'm looking for Dylan Bates, and I'm looking for Khalil McKenzie, and I'm starting to wonder if you're trusting players, like Will mentioned earlier, that aren't going to get the job done as often as they need to. I'm thinking there's somebody that's standing on the sidelines. You've got to get in the game.
Okay. Will Overstreet.
I think there's a lot of things you could go off this game, but one of the things I look at is that at the beginning of the year, with the preseason polls, we had two strengths, wide receiver and defensive line. Those aren't strengths anymore for us. Let's put it this way. Your linebackers are your leading sack leaders with 5. Your defensive line has 3. There's a guy at Texas A&M, an individual, that has 7. You're not good at pass rushing with this defensive line, and your wide receivers, they're not 5-star guys. I mean, that's just what's playing this year. So the coaches have got to look at, this is what we thought we had, this is what we really have. How do we game plan with that team?
I think the defensive line, you can partially say part of that is Kurt Magid. Huge part of that.
But you don't have it anymore.
Yes,
so you don't have it.
So cook it up from some other place.
Exactly.
Jimmy Hyams.
You used to be able to win games by stopping teams on 3rd down. Now you have to stop them on 4th down, and that's been an issue for Tennessee. They gave up 5 for 5 conversions to Florida on 4th down. Now Tennessee's allowed 9 conversions on 10 4th down attempts this year. And part of the problem to me against Florida was at least 3 occasions you rushed 3 and had a spy on 4th down. 4th and 14, I don't think that makes a lot of sense because I don't see the quarterback running for 14 yards. The others were on 4th and 7 and 4th and 8. 3-man rush, not putting enough pressure on the quarterback. You've got to stop people on 4th down.
Go ahead, Will. 20 seconds.
I was just going to say, and that's exactly what they're playing with last year's team. Magid and Barnett on a 3-man rush can get to the quarterback. You don't have Magid, you can't get there with 3 guys.
There you go. All right, I want to talk about the 2-point conversion chart very quickly. Let's put the first one up here, Cruz. That is your typical 2-point conversion chart. That's the one Dick Vermeil cooked up in the 1970s. It says if you're up by 12, you go for 2. But there's also this new chart that I wasn't aware of. Go to this thing. Look at this. This, I think it would take Josh Dobbs to translate that thing. That is time of the game worked into it. Now, I may have read it wrong, but when I looked at it and it says you're up 12 and you score with about 9 minutes to go, it says go for it. Now, Jimmy, you talked to somebody who said, no, I've got a chart that says no.
I called a coach last night that I've known for a long time, and I said, what does the chart say? He said the chart says you kick it because each team has a chance for 3 more possessions in the last 10 minutes of the game.
We got to catch a break, but the issue is this. A lot of people go with the chart. A lot of people don't. But when you don't, or you do and it's a bad chart, you better believe it's going to come up all week long. So
whatever you do, you better win.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. Win the darn thing. All right, when we come back, can Tennessee recover in time for Arkansas? Oh, they better. Come on back on the Sports Source.